Welcome to World Wars in Focus, where we uncover the most shocking facts from Europe and Asia during the World Wars. From the assassination that plunged the world into chaos to the mushroom clouds that heralded a new and uncertain era, we will journey together through some of the most pivotal and impactful events in human history. These wars, spanning decades and continents, left an indelible mark on civilization. Millions perished, empires crumbled, and the world order was reshaped. Join me now as we delve into the heart of these global conflicts, exploring the events that shaped generations and continue to resonate in our world today. Our story begins not on a battlefield amidst roaring cannons and charging soldiers, but on a quiet street corner in Sarajevo. Here, on June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie were gunned down in their open car. The assassin, Gavrilo Princip, was a young Serbian nationalist, part of a group known as the Black Hand. This seemingly isolated act of violence, fueled by simmering tensions in the Balkans, had unforeseen and catastrophic consequences. Like a line of dominoes carefully placed, the assassination set off a chain reaction that would engulf all of Europe and beyond. Austria-Hungary, blaming Serbia for the act, issued an ultimatum, a list of demands so harsh that they were almost impossible to meet. When Serbia inevitably failed to meet all the demands, the great powers, bound by a complex web of treaties and alliances, were drawn into the fray. Within weeks, the world was at war. On the Eastern Front of World War II, a struggle of unimaginable brutality raged for months on end. The focal point, the epicenter of this conflict, was the city of Stalingrad. Here, amongst the rubble of a once great city, German and Soviet forces clashed in a battle that would become a byword for urban warfare and human resilience. The battle began in the summer of 1942, a relentless German offensive pushing deep into Soviet territory. Hitler, obsessed with capturing the city that bore his enemy's name, poured men and resources into the fight. The Soviets, defending every inch of their homeland, fought with equal ferocity, determined to repel the invaders. For over 200 days and nights, the battle raged. Street by street, house by house, the two armies tore at each other. The cost in human life was staggering, hundreds of thousands perishing in the fighting. Finally, in February 1943, exhausted and surrounded, the German Sixth Army surrendered. Stalingrad marked a turning point in the war, the beginning of the end for Hitler's ambitions in the East. Chapter 3. A Day of Infamy, Pearl Harbor. On the tranquil morning of December 7, 1941, the island of Oahu, Hawaii was bathed in sunshine, the Pacific Ocean calm and serene. At Pearl Harbor, the United States Pacific Fleet lay at anchor, seemingly secure in this idyllic paradise. Yet the tranquility was about to be shattered, the calm broken by the roar of aircraft engines and the thunder of explosions. At 7:55 a.m. local time, Japanese carrier aircraft launched from a task force hundreds of miles away appeared in the skies above Pearl Harbor, their target the heart of the American Pacific Fleet. Wave after wave of bombers and torpedo planes descended upon the unsuspecting base, unleashing a storm of fire and steel. Battleships, symbols of American naval might, were sunk or crippled. Airfields were transformed into infernos as rows of aircraft were destroyed on the ground. The surprise attack, a calculated gamble by the Japanese, had achieved its objective. America, though bloodied and shocked, was now at war. Chapter 4. A New Front Line. Women in the War Effort. As the battlefields of Europe and Asia demanded more and more manpower, a silent revolution was taking place on the home front. Women, traditionally relegated to domestic roles, were stepping out of their homes and into factories, shipyards and offices, taking on jobs previously considered the exclusive domain of men. With millions of men away fighting, it was up to the women to keep the wheels of industry turning, to produce the weapons and supplies needed on the front lines. From building tanks and airplanes to manufacturing ammunition and stitching uniforms, women proved themselves to be capable and dedicated workers, essential to the war effort. This mass mobilization of women had a profound impact on society. It challenged traditional gender roles, demonstrating that women were just as capable as men in roles previously considered beyond their reach. The war, in a sense, became a catalyst for social change, paving the way for greater equality and opportunity for women in the decades to come. Chapter 5. The Atomic Dawn, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. By 1945, the tide of war had turned decisively against Japan. Yet the island nation, fueled by a fierce warrior code and a refusal to surrender, continued to resist. The Allies, determined to bring the war to a swift end and avoid a costly invasion of the Japanese mainland, made a fateful decision. They would unleash a new and terrifying weapon, one that promised to change the course of warfare forever. The atomic bomb. On August 6, 1945, an American B-29 bomber, the Enola Gay, took off from the island of Tinian, its payload a single atomic bomb nicknamed Little Boy. The target, the city of Hiroshima, a major industrial center and military port. At 8:15 a.m. local time, the bomb detonated above the city with the force of 15,000 tons of TNT. The devastation was unimaginable. The blast and the searing heat wave it unleashed obliterated everything within a 2-mile radius. Tens of thousands perished instantly, vaporized in the blink of an eye. Those who survived the initial blast faced a slow and agonizing death from radiation sickness. 3 days later, a second atomic bomb, Fat Man, was dropped on the city of Nagasaki, inflicting similar horrors. Outro: Legacies of War. Thank you for watching World Wars in Focus. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more historical insights. As we have seen, the World Wars were periods of unprecedented destruction and loss, but they were also times of extraordinary courage, resilience and innovation. The events of these conflicts shaped the world we live in today, leaving behind a legacy of geopolitical complexity, technological advancement and a profound understanding of the human cost of war. It is our duty to remember these events, to learn from the mistakes of the past, and to strive for a future where such conflicts are never repeated. Let us honor the sacrifices made by those who lived through these tumultuous times by working towards a more peaceful and just world for all.